Hey, welcome, Dr. Jason Dean, drjasondean.com, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. Welcome to Wednesday night and doing a little bit of a live here. We'll get this posted up everywhere else as well. And always takes a little bit for the notifications to go out and let people know that we're live and just checking in today. And the title is The Penises and the Ovaries Are Shrinking. Really, man, there are a lot of things from a health standpoint that are kind of shocking and rocking to society of when new science comes out, we dive deeper into what's happening, why people's health is so bad, why America's health is so bad. And the reason why we pinpoint and target America, obviously I'm an American, but it's because we're obviously the richest country on the planet, but we are the sickest country on the planet. And one of the reasons that I made that title was because it's no shocker, it's no surprise that testosterone has been crushed in America. We have men who are being feminized. We are having women who are just being basically decimated from a hormone standpoint, right? So it's not a surprise that testosterone, I've been driving up and down different highways, whether it's here in Florida or it's other states, and you'll see billboards that say low T, question mark, and you can go in and get their drugs and medication to handle low testosterone. Women, fertility is plummeted, and it's not just women, by the way, with fertility. Women's fertility has plummeted. Men's fertility has plummeted. Sperm counts are at an all-time low. Women are struggling. There are fertility clinics all over the place. And I don't know if you know this. I don't know the exact numbers because I haven't had to deal with this, but just listening to some people I've worked with, IVF treatments, just one treatment could be anywhere from, I've heard, $25,000, $50,000 up. I know people who have spent $100,000 plus, mortgage their home to try to get pregnant through IVF, which is insane. Now, I'm not a proponent. I don't condone IVF. It's a very chemical way of trying to get pregnant. It can cause lots of problems. If you have gotten pregnant off it, you're doing great. Have kids, wonderful. No judgment. Just it's a toxic way to do it, right? Now, penises are shrinking. Ovaries are shrinking. There is brand new evidence coming out. And apparently there was a study done many years ago that alligators in Florida, they checked, and the penises of alligators were shrinking. Now, if you think it's just alligators, it's not. The penises of men have been shrinking as well. I hope that word, it doesn't trigger the censors on this platform, because it is an anatomy term after all, right? Can you say it without laughing? So why this happened? Many years ago, the studies came out that they measured the plaquing in people with heart attack, strokes, death, right? When they tested the plaquing, what I say about the plaquing is, for example, somebody has heart disease, there's plaque on the walls of the arteries. Now, when they studied it, they broke it down, they found that within the plaquing of the arteries, there was a matrix, basically a foundation, like how you would build a house. If you ever, I'm not a contractor, I'm not in construction, but I know that when you put down a foundation, a concrete foundation, they put steel a lot of times in the concrete to stabilize it, make it stronger. In the plaquing was a matrix or a foundation structure of nano or microplastics And it was coming to show that heart disease had a nano microplastic aspect to it. Meaning you can throw out all the whole cholesterol causes heart attacks problem completely, because now we know it's inflammation, terrible diet, sugar, and micro nanoplastics. How does that connect to today, what's going on with alligators and also people? The reason why the alligator penises were shrinking was because they put the chemicals, the plastic chemicals, in pesticides. This changes it all even more. So that means the pesticides that are being sprayed in your food have the plastic chemicals in it. It's in the pesticides, which are then sprayed on your food. Those pesticides were running off on places like golf courses, yards, into ponds and lakes. So the ponds and lakes in Florida, the alligators were being exposed to those pesticides with the chemical molecules of plastic in them. It was affecting the hormones so much in the alligator that was shrinking the penises of the alligators. Now, here's the crazy part. That study was done a long time ago, and it never, quote unquote, came to the surface. The media never talked about it. Is that a shocker? It was never brought to the public's attention. The microplastic in heart attacks, strokes, and death via cardiovascular disease was never brought to your attention until a couple of years ago. We are a country who literally lives off of plastic. I want you right now, if you're watching this, and I know some people are going to go, we worked on getting plastic out of our house. We worked on we're getting plastics out of everything. Okay, great. It's still everywhere. The phone case is made of plastic. I mean, there's probably silicone, but there's plastic in it. There's plastic all around us. Where do you buy your food, right? Okay, well, let's say you use a glass water jar now, or you use a stainless steel water cup or whatever it may be. When you go to the store and you buy your meats, unless you're going to a butcher, which, by the way, the butcher puts it in that plastic wrap, like the paper has a plastic foundation to it. It's kind of like when you're drinking, whether it's a soda or you're drinking like a sparkling water in a can. Did you know the can's not actually aluminum? I mean, the can is, right? But the inside of the can, the liner, is plastic. It's chemicals, it's BPAs, phthalates, etc. So what's happening is people are getting their food, they go to the store, they get their meats, they might get their the box stuff in the lining, plastic. It's pervasive everywhere in society. If you go to a restaurant, if you take out, you're going to get it. It's everywhere. It's in the tires. It's in the air. It's in our sneakers. It's in our clothes. By the way, clothes, right? Like I'm wearing a cotton shirt here, right? It's cotton. By the way, I had to throw away most of my dress pants or everyday pants because upon reading more about the label, it's all plastic. Now, luckily, my testosterone is good, but I would like it actually higher because as you do get older, there is some change and I didn't want it going down. So I'm getting rid of like the clothes that have it in there. It's everywhere. The underwear, I was just talking to my wife. And my wife's like, that's why I wear all cotton underwear. And like, they're not the most glamorous thing in the world, right? Like they're just panties, right? At the end of the day. She goes, because the only ones you can find that are cotton, they're not luxurious or glamorous. It's like not Victoria's Secret stuff is all garbage. Like it's all plastic, everybody. Do you see how many women are out there wearing the yoga pants? Okay. The yoga pants, I see moms everywhere. Women wearing these yoga pants, wearing Lululemon. Like, I know some of you are going to say, oh, that's not how I do it. That's not me. It's everywhere, folks. The shirts. I was just telling somebody today, I'm like, hey, your shirt, it's plastic. It's all synthetics. Those chemicals are going into your body and they're radically changing your hormones. Ladies, question for you. Do you have thyroid problems? Do you have brain fog? Now, here's the other thing too, before I get into that. Did you know that parasites latch onto plastics? There are studies, I'll start posting, I think I posted them about a year ago. I'll start posting them again. So, tiny, microbial, small organism parasites latch onto microplastics. And then what they do, super tiny, microscopic, they put a biofilm over themselves on the micro and nanoplastics. And then you ingest them. So people are like, wait a second. I just talked to somebody tonight, actually. She'll probably see this. Every time before she has her cycle, and she's in her 40s now, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of her cycle, she puts out clots. I think she was saying this, like this size. I don't want to go too big here, but like it's still pretty big, right? Still pretty big. How many of you, ladies, brain fog? How many of you, thyroid issues, autoimmune issues? How many with endometriosis? How many with PCOS? How many of you with weight gain, especially in the midsection area, right? So lower to mid-abdomen, down to the hips, right? Have trouble losing weight. Like they're like, I'm fine up here, my legs are fine, but it's like right in this, I think they call it the apple or pear shape, right? Why? Do you know where the microplastics like to go? Do you know where the parasites like to go? When I say endometriosis has a parasitic aspect to it, when I say PCOS, people ask me all the time, like PCOS, endometriosis. They go, what is it? I go, there's parasites to it. There's parasites involved. Do you know how the parasites are getting in there? Obvious reasons that parasites, the list of things that we already talk about, food, sushis, things like that, right? The microplastics, the plastics. And when what happens is the plastics and the parasites go down to the midsection area, cause massive inflammation, not inflation. Inflation's out there too. Massive inflammation. And then, ladies, you can run on a treadmill all day long. You can run on the trail all day long. You could walk until you're dizzy. And you're not going to get rid of that weight, especially in the midsection. Why? Because the body is trying to stay caught up. The body is trying to stay caught up. So what the body is doing, this is well known. The body takes those chemicals, metals, molds, microplastics, nanoplastics. It tries to protect your heart, tries to protect your cardiovascular system. It's trying to keep homeostasis. It puts those chemicals and those plastics into the fat tissue around your abdomen. You can run all day long. You can exercise all day long. And guess what? That weight is not going to come off. The hormones are not going to regulate. Your liver is not going to regulate. You have to get rid of the plastics. This continues to go back to everything I've said before, just a different toxin. You're not going to handle this until you get rid of the toxins and you get rid of the parasites and the bacteria. Pollution and pathogens. Pollutions and infections. That's why it's all there. How many of you out there, seriously, here's a little poll you can put in the comments afterwards. How many of you are wearing synthetic, and I know, I'm not saying it's easy, right? This is not me judging at all, trust me. You're not going to get plastic out of your life tomorrow. You're not going to get it out of your life next year. Plastic is around us. You have to do as much mitigation as you possibly can. Like, stay away from the plastic water bottles as best you can. You're not going to be perfect. Really what it comes down to is getting binders in your system, getting the parasite removers in your system, start detoxifying this stuff out as fast as you possibly can. Because unless you start handling this, your hormones are not going to regulate. How many of you out there have hormone issues? How many of you out there, ladies, are wearing plastic and you weren't even aware of it? Synthetics, right? Like, there's a million different names for the synthetics, by the way, in the clothing, right? Like, I had to go, there's a couple underwear places out there that you can get cotton, but there's also, they're putting synthetics in as well. I had to go to a website called NADS. They're not even cheap. It's not even cheap underwear. It's like expensive underwear, because they're actually focusing for men on non-plastic. So I had to go buy more expensive underwear because I would like to make sure my NADs are safe. That's why the company is called NADS. They even have a golden sack membership, pun intended. Men, your testosterone is going to continue to fall. Women, your hormones are going to completely be unregulated. You're going to have trouble losing weight. You're going to have trouble with autoimmune issues. You're going to have trouble with your cycles. You're going to have radical and massive trouble with your menopause. Ladies, you're not supposed to be having tons of hot flashes. You're not even supposed to be hitting menopause in your 40s. Can we get rid of this whole nonsense? So ladies, men, put the men aside for right now. Ladies, you have been lied to about so many things regarding hormones, cycles, birthing, babies, you name it, right? You were told you have PMS, even though PMS is a syndrome, premenstrual syndrome. So you're told that a syndrome is normal, which is not. You're told your cycles, oh, well, that's normal, just take some painkillers, some ibuprofens. Then you start getting into the later years, as they say, and they're like, oh, well, it's normal to sweat profusely. It's normal to be miserable. It's normal to gain weight. No, it's not. You are not supposed to be hitting menopause in your 40s, ladies. Like, there were women back in the day, I'm not saying you have to do this, there were women back in the day having babies in their 50s. Again, doesn't mean you have to. But trust me, everybody, we have 20 and 30-year-olds right now who have zero sex drive whatsoever. Tons of sexual problems. Tons of divorces over that stuff. Like, it's not just because men have their own problems and they go and do stupid stuff sometimes, right? Ladies, it's because it's not your fault, right? Like, you did not ask for all this plastic in your world. You did not ask for plastic pants. However, that plastic, those chemicals, those parasites, those bacteria, those infections are literally being absorbed into your skin right at the ovary level, right at the uterus level, right at the bladder level. I actually wonder, and this is just me brainstorming, we hear about women having UTIs so much, like constant UTIs. Maybe it's because the synthetic and plastic fibers are literally sitting there right next to the vaginal opening and the bladder opening, the urethra. You are absorbing those toxins in, and then the body is trying to put them places. So what does it do? It deposits it at endometriosis, deposits it at PCOS, makes your hormones, makes your cycles miserable. Not fun, right? Ladies, how many synthetic and plastic bras? And then women, how much breast cancer is there out there? Here's a problem. We have a lot of things in the world, in the drug medication world, the healthcare world, that are problems, and sometimes we kind of try to rank them, even though we don't need to rank them. You know, we used to think the injections were the worst thing in the world. Well, they're not good. But honestly, my top 3 now, I think plastics is the worst because it's the most pervasive. I think number 2 is glyphosate. Also pervasive. You can't say no to it because it's everywhere. Injections, okay, you can say no to those, right? Not everyone could, but you're aware of it. You can be like, no, I don't want those anymore. You can't say no to plastics, microplastics, and the chemicals, and you can't say no to glyphosate. Now, you can say no, I say no, like we don't want them. It's still in the food, it's still in the air, it's still in the water. We're still surrounded by it, unfortunately. This is not to be fear-based. It's awareness, it's educational. Like, folks, it's bad. It's really bad. And I truly do believe between those three things that I just mentioned, this is the reason. This is the massive reason we have a society that is on the edge. You know, our birth rate is mid ones, I think. I just read today that South Korea is like 0.8 children per family. That is actually a civilization on the edge of collapse. Like, they'll collapse over a period of time. America, not far behind. We're not good in birth rate. We need a higher birth rate to carry on your civilization. It's a big problem. Countries actually talk about this behind the scenes. America, this is why they're trying to put the IVF thing in like crazy. This is why they're doing baby bonuses, because they want the birth rate to go up. Because if you don't have a birth rate go up, you'll be conquered more easily. And that's kind of how the world works. I'm going to talk a lot more on this because, quite frankly, I think it's number one. It doesn't mean that there's not other health issues. And yes, the parasites are grabbing a free ride on the plastics, the microplastics, the nanoplastics, and it's going into you. So if you want to know why the parasites are going out of control in your body and why they're all over the place and it's growing and growing and growing inside the body and why women and men have such major problems with parasites, look to the microplastics as well. Hang in there, everybody. Head over to drjasondean.com. Check out the blood testing there. My dog's going nuts right now, so my apologies for that. And grab your Paracleanse last day for the discount there. Someone's dropping off a package. So stay tuned for more. We'll do more on the microplastics. Probably jump on tomorrow live. Have a great night. I'll yell louder. Love, serve, and help, everybody. Dr. Jason Dean. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.